everyone, welcome back. Today's tutorial is for my free small swing pattern. This pattern has already been published on Instagram. It's one of my pinned posts, and in it I've given you instructions on making the small swing, but also given you tips and tricks on how to make the seat wider or longer, well, longer or wider, as well as the number of chain. For today's tutorial, I'm going to use Premier Basics Chenille in the color teal blue because I'm working on a Terranette turtle and I'm using classic blue, and this is bright pink, and I feel like this nice teal color will complement her. All right, so I'm gonna pull out my yarn, and the instructions are pretty straightforward. I mentioned that it's a beginner one, so it's a beginner pattern, so anyone who's starting out can do it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're gonna make a slip knot. It is ideal that you already have the plushie that you're going to use the swing on already made, so that if you need to adjust the size of the swing, then it's easier. All right, so with a slip knot on our hook, I'm gonna chain 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have my 11 stitches, and then I'm gonna wrap my yarn once, so yarn over once, and in the second chain from my hook, I'm gonna place a half double crochet there. 1, 2, so make a half double crochet in the first and in every chain across. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We will end up with 10 half double crochets. Remember to chain 1 before you turn. Now you can make this longer. Just remember to add 1 extra chain. So if you want to make this 15 single crochets long, you'll chain 16, and then in the second chain from your hook, make all the half double crochets that you need. All right, so we've chained 1, we turn, and we work our second row of half double crochet, which would be our third. So our chain is number 1, number 2, and then number 3, but it's our second of half double crochet. All right, so I'm right here towards the end, and our stitch count should be the same. So if our first row of half double crochet has 10, our second one has 10 as well. Chain 1, turn, and repeat this row however many ways you want. I'm going to make it 2 more times before I start working on the chain for the swing. Okay, so I'm gonna put you on fast forward. Okay, so far I've made a chain and 3 rows of half double crochet. To continue, chain 1, and then you'll notice there's a little hole there. Insert your hook slip stitch there, and then slip stitch one more time so that you are in the same center of the seat, of this side of the seat. If you're satisfied that you want it there, fine. Just go ahead and start making the chain. So let's chain 40. So now I have my chain of 40, and what you can do to gauge the size is kind of like place it where it would be, and if that height is okay for you, go ahead and fasten it here. But I think I'm gonna add a few more chains. So there, I made a few extra chains. Before you slip stitch your chain into the other side of your swing, make sure that it's not tangled. So twist it around if you need, and then right in the middle, in that center row, well, between those two rows, add your hook, make a slip stitch, and just for good measure, chain one and then slip stitch into that same space again so that we have extra security. Chain one and cut your yarn with a little tail left over to sew on your. Now all we have left to do is weave in our other two ends and we're done. So let me do that. Okay, so I have a small tail left over so that I can sew my critter on. Okay, now since I'm not done with the turtle that I'm gonna place here, I'm just going to bring in one of my other turtles so that you can see the final product, the final reveal. So when you are done with your critter and the swing, flip it over. If you're using a turtle, which is usually a bigger item, gently lift the swing and see this one for example is tipping towards the front. Now in order to avoid that, adjust the swing little by little. You might even put it slightly slanted like that, just so that she doesn't flip forward nor backward, and it's pretty balanced out. I'm trying to find that sweet point. There. So now she's balanced out. See, I can move her. She's not going to flip over. So grab the plushie and the swing, flip it over, and oh my goodness, it's really angled. It doesn't look too well, but the whole idea is for her to be, enjoying the sunshine and just like hanging around. So if this is what works for her, okay. So if you're satisfied with that, sew on the plushie to the swing, or you can even hot glue gun it. So that's also an option. And yeah, if you're using a bigger item and you don't want to have like a tilted seat, one other option for added balance is to make the base thicker or wider like this. That way the entire body is on the swing and everything. I'll include a little video clip of my finished Terranette turtle on her new swing. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to have like the PDF download of the swing, you can head over to my Etsy and grab it there for a minimal price. If you want to have it free on Instagram, just go over to my profile and save it. It's one of the pinned posts on my profile. Okay, well, I'll see you next time. Bye.